All right, in less than 60 short days, Litecoin is going through its block reward halving. This happens every 4 years, where the amount of Litecoin being mined into existence is cut in half. This time dropping from 25 Litecoin down to 12.5 Litecoin per block. Today I want to talk about exactly what you need to know as a Litecoin investor, price expectations towards the end of this year. I want to talk about if Litecoin is still worth investing in today at its present price, or is that Litecoin halving pump, is that already priced in? We're going to talk about it. And last but not least, I want to share with you why, after some of the research I've done on Litecoin over the last few days, why I'm more bullish than ever on Litecoin as an investment in the short term. All this and more here at Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on cryptocurrency every day. My name's Austin. Hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the crypto market. And like always, let's jump in. Before we get to the halving, what is Litecoin? Litecoin is a peer-to-peer internet currency that enables instant, near-zero cost payments to anyone in the world. This means that if you want to pay for your cup of coffee, if you want to pay for any of your daily transactions, Litecoin is that open-sourced global payment network that's fully decentralized without any central authority. Basically, if you like Bitcoin, then there's a good chance that you like Litecoin, because Litecoin is built to do the exact same thing as Bitcoin does, but faster and cheaper. And in about 60 days, less than 60 days, Litecoin's block reward will be cut in half. So what's this mean to you as an investor? What is the block reward? Well, the block reward is the amount of coins being awarded to the miners for their proof of work. So when miners choose to contribute their processing power, choose to contribute their hash power to validate transactions on the network, they're rewarded. And right now, each miner that solves that proof of work for that block is rewarded with 25 Litecoin. But why does a halving often cause a price pump? After all, the total supply, that doesn't change. There will only ever be 84 million Litecoin in existence ever. That's not changing. The reason that these halvings often cause the price to increase so much is because, in part, it reminds the world of just how scarce Litecoin is. Scarcity gives it value. And what happens usually when the supply of something is decreased? Well, usually when the supply is cut in half, usually the demand goes up. And before we speculate where the price of Litecoin could go in these next 2 months, and this is just speculation, I'm not a financial advisor, but before we look to the future, let's look historically into the past. And before we get to Litecoin, let's check out historically what's happened to Bitcoin the last time that Bitcoin went through its halving. The first Bitcoin halving happened in 2012, and what do we see? Up until that date, the price moved a little, started an increase, but it wasn't until after that halving happened that the price really skyrocketed, because it was a reminder of the scarcity that Bitcoin has. 4 years later, Bitcoin had another halving on July of 2016. And what happened? You can see people were ready. They were excited. The price pumped for weeks before the halving actually occurred. And then on the date of that halving, there was a sell-off, a little case of buy the rumor, sell the news. So in that case, the best time to buy would have been 2 months before the Bitcoin halving. But even if you would have bought on that day, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. You would just had to wait it out. The reminder of that scarcity was still there. That was Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at Litecoin. And by the way, make sure you stick around to the very end of today's video, and I want to share with you what Captain America star Anthony Mackie thinks about Litecoin. I like that. I want to support that. So 4 years ago when the first Litecoin halving happened, what do you see? It was another case of buy the rumor, sell the news. People were again excited about the scarcity of Litecoin, and this pump prior to the halving, this buy-in to the price before the halving, could be the start of what we're seeing right now. It could be. And back then at that time, Litecoin over 8x'd from its bottom price to its peak price before that halving. Litecoin went from $1.12 over 8x to $8.72. An 8x for Litecoin today would be over $800 in the next 2 months. But you know what? Let's not pretend that things are the same that they were 4 years ago. Things aren't the same. Things are very different than 2015. What do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. First off, the hash rate for Litecoin is vastly different than the hash rate for Litecoin was 4 years ago. The Litecoin difficulty, mining difficulty, is at an all-time high. This just came out. There are more miners, meaning more hash rate, mining Litecoin than even before its peak in 2017. What's this mean? A higher difficulty means more security of the network. Means the network's more secure. And we can double check this. We can double check this right here on the Litecoin Hashrate historical chart. And what do we see? The security of the Litecoin network, it's at its all-time highs. It has never been stronger, the security of this network. Bullish sign. And let me offer you some perspective, because on this channel, we always try and bring you as much perspective as we can. That's why you subscribe. But let's just compare Litecoin, the hash rate of Litecoin, to Ethereum. Wow. Look at that. Ethereum is in blue, Litecoin's in red. Now these are two different coins doing two different things, and Ethereum will eventually transition to proof of stake, but just comparing the security of each network, Litecoin vastly outshines Ethereum. Now you can compare Litecoin to many different altcoins. If you add an XRP, what happens? Nothing, because XRP is not proof of work. If you add in Bitcoin, what do you see? It's even pretty hard to compare it because Bitcoin's network vastly outshines all of them. Bitcoin is way more secure. But if we're just looking at Litecoin, the hash rate for this network is something that you can't really say about a lot of these other altcoins in the game. And you know what? Hash rate doesn't necessarily guarantee price increase, although those two often correlate. They don't have to. But what this says to me is that miners are betting on Litecoin. Miners are seeing the value of Litecoin. Right now, mining Litecoin at this present moment, it's profitable to them. And they're betting that it's going to be more profitable in these coming months. So miners are betting on Litecoin, but how about you? Because to me, especially because I'm more of a long-term investor, when I look at something, I want to know, is adoption of Litecoin actually taking place? Are we seeing more adoption than we saw 4 years ago? Because to me, that's what's going to help the price. And yes, that's one of the things that I really like about Litecoin. Litecoin, because it came onto the market so early, it has more saturation. Usually any merchant that accepts Bitcoin, often they accept Litecoin. In fact, a common saying is, I'm going to hold my Bitcoin, but I'm going to use my Litecoin. And again, we can double check this. We can see a historical chart of the use, the transactions of Litecoin over the last 8 years. And yes, this is the number of transactions in the blockchain per day. And what do we see? Really, for the last 2 years, the amount of transactions happening with Litecoin have remained pretty steady, even as the markets have dipped down in 2018, 2019. Litecoin transactions have remained pretty steady. Positive sign. And last but not least, before we get to Anthony Mackie, in terms of how decentralized the Litecoin network is, the Litecoin network has almost 1,900 nodes, which is impressive. Bitcoin, by comparison, has over 10,000 nodes, but Litecoin hitting 1,800, that's not bad. And you can see that the US has a pretty big chunk, DE has a big chunk, France has the third largest chunk, and other than that, pretty decentralized. But what do you think? If you disagree, if you have any more to add, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're investing in Litecoin. Let me know if you're holding off on investing in Litecoin. Let's sum this up. In my opinion, from my research, I'm more bullish on Litecoin now than I was 2 days ago. There are some people saying that, hey, don't bother. The pump of the halving, it's already priced in. It's already happened. We can see it right here. If we compare the Litecoin price to the Bitcoin price over the last 6 months, because what do we know? We know that for the last several months, Bitcoin has been gaining dominance while all these altcoins continue to get drained out. Well, what about Litecoin? We can see that Litecoin's value in compared to Bitcoin, which is this orange, and compared to the US dollar, which is the green, we can see that yes, Litecoin's price has obviously gone up in the last few months, but compared to Bitcoin, it stayed pretty even. It hasn't really outshined Bitcoin, but it's stayed pretty consistent with Bitcoin's gains by comparison. So in my opinion, Litecoin over these next 60 days, in my opinion, I think Litecoin definitely has room to grow. Now, if Bitcoin takes maybe 1 or 2 more legs down in the next 30 days and the next 60 days, Litecoin's obviously going to follow. But like we said at the beginning of this video, In the next 60 days, it'll be another reminder, the same reminder we had 4 years ago, about the scarcity that Litecoin offers. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want these daily updates. But the last thing I want to leave you is in a recent interview, 8 seconds of a recent interview, Anthony Mackie talked about Litecoin. I like that. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
My Litecoin app to see where my Litecoin at, because I don't trust Bitcoin. Litecoin forever.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.